Hello, and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, Episode 14. I'm your host, Tommy, and I'm joined by the newest member of TTP, Murphy.
Hello.
So, Murphy and I have been friends for a very long time, and we both read a obnoxious amount of comics. And throughout the week, we text each other and converse on different comics and what's coming out, and we figured, hey, why not bring comics back to TTP, because we did them when we first launched the channel, but have not gone back to them. So Murphy's giving me the kick in the butt to start talking about it again. So we're going to, in our main topic, we're going to be discussing how comics are coming back to TTP. But first, if you like the content that we are putting out, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you get a notification every time that our new content comes out. And if you want to support us financially, there's a link to our Patreon down in the description. So, Murphy, how's your week been?
It's been good. I've been doing a lot of cataloging and catching up on things that I haven't gotten to read over the last couple months with buying a house. But
Yeah, that's the
now
thing.
I'm done with that, so I can start focusing on things I like to do again instead of mortgages.
Take a back seat on the adulting stuff.
Yeah, for a minute. That would be great.
So, did we want to dive into your cataloging project? So you've been cataloging a very, very extensive collection.
Yeah, so it's a guy that I knew from the restaurant I worked at, and we had just kind of started talking one day about, comics and stuff like that, and he mentioned that he was trying to sell off his entire collection, but he needed it cataloged, pressed, cleaned, and all that, all that good TLC that they need. And I've historically had an interest in the pressing and cleaning and grading and stuff like that. I had tried to pick up selling graded books during the initial lockdown. So basically I ended up working with him, and now we're about 3 months in, and I'd say it has to be something like 25,000 total comic books that we've been working on.
That is a lot of comic books.
Yeah, ranging from the 60s to, I think he pretty much stopped buying in the early 2000s, like 2008, something like that.
It's like 40 years of comics.
Yeah. So then now I've just been going through and cataloging everything, pulling every single key indiscriminately. So if it's a key worth $3, or we just sent some off for the Brian Michael Bendis signing that hopefully could be pretty valuable. So we're getting close to the end, and then after we're done with pulling all the keys, then we have to organize the keys by value and start pressing and cleaning.
Any special ones you want to highlight, or you were shocked to see, or?
No, I mean, I've just seen, it's been a really cool experience for me because I've seen so many cool comics that I just really never expected to. Like today, the boxes I was pulling or cataloging, I saw the first appearance of Apocalypse,
Sweet,
first Dark Side, and first Doomsdays.
Nice.
So and he has both direct and newsstand editions of everythline.
Oh wow! So he has multiples.
Yeah, he has. I mean, I pulled 4 Todd McFarlane Spider-Man 1s at one point.
Nice.
3 copies of Spider-Man 2099, which anyone who knows me knows I'm a big Spider-Man guy. So every once in a while I'll get a little treat, and it'll basically be an entire long box of Spider-Man content.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah, so I mean, it'll then
you're almost done.
Once we get it all cataloged and then pressed and cleaned, which generally takes about at least a day per comic. So it's going to be quite the operation for me. Then we'll start getting things graded and see where everything's at.
Nice. Yeah, that's excited for you to be done with that.
Yeah,
I
at
know
least
you've been
when
working
it
on it
gets
a
to
long time.
when it gets to the pressing and stuff, since I only have one press currently, we're talking about buying a second one though.
Mhm.
Um, at least then I can, have a little bit more free time and not be just going through
Right,
long box
right.
after long box. So I'm very excited though. It's been a very fun experience, and then I hope to continue. Use him as a little client testimonial to me being able to press and clean and
Right,
show
yeah,
off
for sure.
before and after pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So
Start building the portfolio.
yeah.
So what have you been reading?
So I mean, a lot of what I read, I've actually started picking up more and more image books.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I definitely keep up with House of Slaughter and Something is Killing the Children from that's Boom.
Yeah.
And then Image, I've got Radiant Black still.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled but haven't read Radiant Red yet, but I'm definitely very interested to get into that.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Yeah. And then, so with Marvel, I generally keep up with the major titles, like Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, X-Men, Avengers. I definitely like this Fantastic Four run a lot. Dan Slott's.
Dan Slott, yeah.
Yeah, Dan Slott's I'm a fan of his from
He's been doing that
so
a
many
while
years.
now, though.
Yeah, he's been doing that a long time. He was doing it while he was doing Spider-Man too. So
right,
so I became a real big fan of his through all the ASM stuff. So I've kept up with that. And then DC, I've cut back a little bit, but I'm keeping up with Teen Titans Academy.
How is
Batman? I've got thoughts. I like it for the most part, but I'm not sure how long I'll keep up with it.
I think it's ending soon. I think I heard it's ending.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
So I might just stick it out till the end. But I mean, Future State, that whole event just kind of made things a little bit wonky.
Yeah, I overdid it. I got every single issue of Future State.
Me too. Me too. I did every single issue.
And then that was my realization. What am I doing?
Yeah. So I think
we got some cool things out of it, though.
Yeah, I like what they did with it in general, but I feel like it confused me a little bit. It's just like how everything's played out since, like, because certain things don't
timelines and
and certain things don't lead to what happened in Future State. So I think Teen Titans was one of those. It's like we haven't really seen where Future State took it.
Right.
So, but I definitely have enjoyed it. There was one really good issue, a little arc where Gorilla Grodd starts trying to take over the city, and Gorilla Greg has to go undercover with him and
Gorilla Greg.
Yeah, his nephew.
Okay.
So there were some fun issues, that's for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. So I know you've said that you were a little bit behind on stuff, but what about you?
Yeah. So I've actually for many years I was a comic read. The way I would read comics is I'd be up to date every week, and I've slowly realized that I just don't have the time to do that anymore. And by the time I get back to the issue, I don't remember what had happened in the previous issue. So I've kind of switched my reading habits to binging. So I go back to an old series or something that's done and just start from the beginning and go. Like, I really enjoy things that don't have too many offshoots. Like, I recently did an Invincible binge and really enjoyed that. Read that from beginning to start. I didn't read Invincible Universe or some of the side books, but I don't think you really have to. And
no.
Currently, I'm binging the 2015 run of Star Wars. which has been really interesting. Because I started
Yeah.
watching the Book of Boba Fett, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
huh, I should check out some Star Wars comics, and I'm really enjoying them.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that run, and I do still keep up with the one that's out now,
Mm-hmm.
which takes place, like, I mean, they had the giant event War of the Bounty Hunters, where it's what happens to Han Solo between being frozen in carbonite and making it to Jabba's palace, and
Oh, that's
like every
interesting.
yeah. So it's. I mean, it was a brutal event, though. I'm talking. It was hard. Like Star Wars has like a plan for three major events, starting with that one back in October, and then moving forward through this year. And I was like, I hope the next two are a little bit less intense,
Yeah.
because like it was so many one shots and
Oh,
side
yeah. One
issues.
shots
And
I have little to no tolerance for anymore.
yeah, I mean it spanned all the active runs of Star Wars. So you got
Darth Vader,
Darth Vader, Star Wars,
bounty hunters.
Bounty Hunters, Dr. Aphra.
Yeah.
So all of them each had,
I
I think
really
it was,
like Dr. Aphra as a character.
me too.
She's
Me
really
too.
cool.
Very spunky.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, so it spanned each of those titles for at least 4 issues, then 5 main run of the event,
Mm-hmm.
and then at least 8 one shots.
Jeez.
So it was crazy, but it was really cool because like the premise is basically that Boba Fett, Jabba the Hutt thinks that Boba Fett stole or sold Han Solo to somebody
Mm-hmm.
else instead of bringing him to Jabba. But
Oh,
in
interesting.
reality, they're bringing back Crimson Dawn. So in reality, Crimson Dawn stole him, but Jabba puts a bounty on
Is
Boba
Crimson
Fett.
Dawn the next event?
Yeah, it's called
Okay.
Crimson Rain.
Rain, that's it.
So yeah, so they brought back Kira from the Han Solo movie and all
Mm-hmm.
that. Talk about, ties it all together, Han Solo's past, and basically it's hot potato with Han Solo and Carbonite.
Interesting.
Just people keep getting him, and like at one point, Leia almost gets him back. Darth Vader's got a lightsaber to the Carbonite. I like it. It got pretty crazy. So I'm happy with all the Star Wars stuff
Do you
right
know
now.
what storyline the new Han Solo Chewbacca book takes?
I do not.
Okay, because that came out this week. I picked it up,
Oh
but
yeah.
I did not get a chance to read it yet. I just picked it up yesterday.
Yeah, I was thinking about grabbing that just because the High Republic is taking a break. So
Yeah, it stopped at
I
15, right?
yeah, it's that was just the last issue, and then now I kind of have a hole in my pull list for a Star Wars book.
There you go. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm gonna try and start keeping up with books on a more weekly basis, since we're gonna be covering things on the channel. But I don't know. I think also just the binging. We'll be talking about this in the main topic, which I guess we could just switch to. So we are going to start bringing back comic content to the channel. And so we're going to be doing that in 2 different ways. The first way is going to be like a weekly top 5, where Murphy and I will discuss our top 5 picks for the week and explain why. If there's any like cool variant covers that we especially like, we'll call those out. And then uh, the series highlight videos. So we're going to kind of take a completed series, highlight it, talk about the story in relatively spoiler-free manner. Like, so there'll be some spoilers, I'm sure, but we're not going to explicitly try and spoil the story. And then we will kind of go over the book and the keys and the variants and things to look out for if you're going back through long boxes at different shops. And yeah, so is there anything you wanted to talk about with
And
this?
We've also discussed the reading club.
Yeah, and so we're also going to be, once we get the ball rolling on these, we're going to announce a reading book club. So as part of our Patreon, which you can find a link down in the description, it will get you into the Discord where we will be discussing the monthly book. And we're basically going to be picking a trade each month, collection. And so you read it during the month, and then we all meet in the Discord and discuss it and give our takes. And yeah, I think it'll be a really good time.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to start that. So our first episode will be released this Tuesday.
Yeah. So that's going to be the top 5. So we're going to record that Monday night, and it'll go out Tuesday. And then, yeah, so we'll record it tomorrow, and then it'll come out Tuesday. And then you will see the 5 books that we are going to be talking about in the preview for this podcast. So it's going to be Batman Beyond Neo Year, and Firepower, and Radiant Red, and Little Monsters, and Batman. Just kind of a taste of some of the books that we enjoy reading.
I'm going to go ahead and throw in an honorable mention of
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Well, I guess, sure. Okay, I guess that could be in the top 5. How did I not see that?
It's a number 1, man.
Is it on April 6th?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, so I went through this. Maybe I just saw Spider-Man. I was like, oh yeah, whatever. Another Spider-Man.
So it's supposed to, unless it changed in the last couple days.
Is it not? Because it's not on League of Comic Geeks.
Oh, then they might have delayed it. I'll have to check into that before we do anything. But
that is coming up.
There's a bunch of sweet variants too.
Yeah, we might have to do a video just on the Amazing Spider-Man #1 variants.
I mean, I think I ordered a total of 14.
Holy moly!
Yeah, so Patrick Gleason did 2 webhead.
Ones
for it. It's Queen Goblin, who's a new villain, and Green Goblin ones.
Nice.
So I got both of those, and then basically hit my local shop and said, order as many as you can get. Which is a sweet setup if I do that, because then it boosts the amount of issues they get in, which increases the likelihood of getting the higher ratio variants too.
True.
I'm pretty sure with one last year, they only hit the 1 in 50 ratio because I ordered so many. I think I have a problem.
Fair enough. Yeah, my shop does a good job about getting variants. They do have a pretty high order rate. I never see ones that they're not getting that I would want. But I'm also not a very big variant guy. It's more of a, ooh, that's nice kind of a ordeal.
I was definitely very big into variants for the last couple years. Just having, not being able to go out as much for that bit of time. I was just spending my extra money.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally get it.
Covers. Yeah. But now I've cut it back, so it's only really Spider-Man and Batman variants that I pick up. And then every once in a while, something will catch my eye and I'll grab it. But
sure.
Yeah, I've cut back significantly.
It happens. Yeah, so basically what we're going to be doing is in the video discussing our picks for the week. And then, I don't know, it'll be fun. I'm excited to get more back into comics, because I've been reading comics for a very, very long time. And then the channel kind of took off, and it was mainly focused on cards. And that's what I focused on. And being able to kind of free up some mental space now that the channel has momentum to actually get back into comics, and then to bring Murphy on to actually help me get the comic content up is very exciting for me.
Yeah, and I'm excited to hear, if anyone has comments on, the top 5s that we put out, or, anything they would change. That would be really interesting to hear too. Just get the community going.
Yeah, have some discussions in the comments. And then if you want to talk to us directly, you can, we'll be talking with you in the comments, But if you want to talk with us directly, again, you can join the Patreon, get into the Discord, and start talking to us about what you're reading right now. But yeah, and then we do have our next giveaway planned. So at 200 subs, we're going to be giving away King in Black #1. And then, do you want to go over all the special different variant version that it is? Because I do not remember.
So it's graded 9.8. It's a King in Black #1, the premiere edition. So it's half the regular cover and then half a sketch variant. And it's signed by both Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman. So it's a nice slab CGC variant that somebody will be able to walk away with.
Yeah, I love Ryan Stegman's signature.
Oh, me too. I have an Absolute Carnage that I got both of them to sign and sketch on, and his sketch was basically his signature, so it looks like the mouth, and then with Venom eyes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think I have a poster signed by him for Superior.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, just like a what is it? It was at a con.
Yeah,
New York Comic Con. I got to meet him, and then he signed the print. But I think I have it in frame.
Sweet.
I need to get my frames up. Okay. Yeah. It's a cool one. I'll send you a picture.
I mean, that's like one of my favorite runs of all time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I mean, that cemented Ryan Stegman for me too. You know, a lot of other artists were on that whole run too, but like his art was, you know, that's when I really started noticing it and keeping up with it.
Yeah.
I actually, my display wall that I have in my apartment, I just kind of every once in a while I'll just take an artist and fill the display with just like their books, and his has been up for quite some time. Actually, it just got taken down the other day.
Nice.
But yeah, I enjoy his art a lot.
Yeah, I have a bookshelf down in my living room with all these comics on it, and then the top shelf has just variant covers that I alternate in and out. And I need to switch those up. They've been up there a while. I think there's an Ice Cream Man, Batgirl variant cover. I think the latest issue of Razor Blades. And one other. I'm blanking. Might be a Radiant Black variant.
Yeah, right now, the last shipment of CGC stuff I had finally gotten back, which took like, I mean, I'm talking 8 months.
That's wild. Is that getting any better?
Yeah, it's they've hired people and refocused, and it's
has it affected the quality of the grading? Because sometimes that happens. Like they'll bring in. I know that's happened in the card market where there's just been a crazy, like comics. There's been a crazy demand for graded cards, and some companies.
Well, you got holographic Charizards going for
right.
$60,000 or whatever, however much it was.
Yeah, and
but
so
it was 320 or something, right?
I think it hit 400.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but like for the first edition, I graded it like a 10 or whatever. Yeah. But I know some of them have been having issues with quality control, where like they'll grade cards and they'll even be fake cards, but they get through.
Wow. Yeah. So from what I try to keep up with the grading services too, even CVCS, and I haven't seen anything that says that the quality has gone down. Okay. I also haven't sent anything. Like I said, right now I do have some of the guy I'm working with on his collection. Some books are out for grading. I know none of them are fake, but right. Like we'll see what happens when those come back. But they had said like the turnaround time for just signing and grading, not pressing,
right,
was it was supposed to be 6 to 8 weeks, but I had books that it took probably 14 weeks to get back. But then now they've gotten it back into the swing of it, and it's back to the 6 to 8 week turnaround.
That's good. What if you wanted to get it pressed?
Oh, then you can add a lot more time to it.
Okay.
The last books, the ones that I sent off for the Nick Spencer signing, I didn't press them myself because I forgot about the deadline.
Right.
So I didn't have time to press them myself. I just sent them off for pressing and grading, and I think it was 120 days on pressing alone.
Oof.
And then a similar amount of time for the grading. So that was why it took so long.
Sounds like they need to get more presses.
Yeah, right. Well, that's why I initially picked up pressing, because I was like, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Save you money.
Yeah. Then I'll get a second press and just keep doing it.
Yeah. When do you need to start pressing books, like older books? And does it matter between modern and older because it's different paper?
So depending on the paper, the cover, the age, all that stuff, they're different temperatures, different lengths of time that you let them be in the heat press, like with the heat turned on. Mm-hmm. Modern books, in my experience, really only take about a day. I leave them for 24 hours. Mm-hmm. I've had some that I've pressed that I left for 2 days just because they were, they needed extra time.
Right.
But the problem with older books is you have to sometimes make a humidification chamber. So you want to you want to soften them up.
You want the moisture into the book.
Yeah, and so you want to do that so that it softens it up for when you press. So generally, if you go back before like the 90s, mm-hmm. is when you really need to start doing that stuff. Which I'm gonna have to build my own. I haven't, I built a little makeshift one that I don't know if I did a good job. So when I start doing his older books, that's going to be probably a big part for me, is making sure that I've got my little makeshift chamber right.
Nice. Yeah, I've been going back and forth. I definitely do want to get. I was waiting for things to calm down to get some books graded, because I know I have books that I should get graded, but because I know I'm never going to open them again, so I might as well. Like my Spider-Gwen #1, I definitely want to get graded.
Oh, that's still one of my saddest.
Her first appearance, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the saddest things in my collection. It was from when I was a much less responsible collector. Like I said, that I had just a big cardboard box full of floppy comics, and so my first Spider-Gwen came back at I think it was a 6.8.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, did that what was the issue?
It was just it just needed a lot more. I didn't get it pressed.
Right.
Because that was when I first started getting into, the grading stuff.
Sure.
And I didn't get it pressed for some reason. I don't know. I thought that just grading it would be fine, and I'd get lucky. And then now that I've seen the damage that can be removed from pressing.
Right.
I need to probably crack it and send it back in, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I just use it as a reminder.
This is why you bag and board your books.
Yeah, this is why you bag and board and use long boxes and keep things nice.
Yeah. I think the best thing I did was I upgraded from long boxes to the BCW short boxes. Mm-hmm. Best decision ever. My back thanks me.
I have a couple of those, and probably before this next move, that's going to be another investment for me, is getting everything into those.
Yeah, moving them in those would have been a lot easier because about half of
Oh,
mine were in those when we moved, and then the other half of my collection I pulled out of storage and brought over, and that was all in long boxes, and that was a pain in the butt.
yeah. So you only use the short boxes, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's probably what I should do because right now my whole collection's in long boxes.
Yeah.
Except I do. So I do have two of the BCSs. Um, one is for graded books, which is really cool.
Oh yeah,
So it's
yeah. I have a graded one. Yeah.
yeah, and then I have one short box for like my, you know, my the comics that are special to me.
Right. I've
Like
been
all.
thinking about that, like making, because I have everything in order now, but I was
Mhm.
thinking about pulling everything that's over X amount and then put them in one box just in case there's like a fire or something, then that'll be the thing that I
Yeah. No,
grab.
that's what I do is basically when when I was unemployed and I went through and cataloged my whole thing,
Hmm.
I just pulled any keys, any variant covers that I like a lot. Like I have all my Del Auto variants and Scotty Young stuff and
Oh, I love my Scotty Young stuff.
oh yeah, and for me the one I picked up during the pandemic is John Tyler Christopher.
Which
So all the negative space
Oh yeah,
variants,
yeah, yeah,
like the
yeah.
banana
Those are cool.
Wolverine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
That one's my
listeners, if
favorite.
anyone has a banana Wolverine for sale, I'll probably take it. But yeah, so like things like that is what I keep separated out.
Nice. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited to get into this. I'm really excited to push this off tomorrow and
Yeah.
start talking comics. I need to start reading more again. So
you
trying to figure out
got the
how to
rest.
do.
You got the rest of today.
Oh man, but I still got cards to sort. I was
Yeah.
sorting some Arcane Rising this morning, and then some Welcome to Wraith, and I'm almost there, but then I have to like move. It's a whole thing. Sorting cards is a whole thing. And then
Yeah, I
it's
can
like, which do I
imagine.
sleeve? Which do I just leave raw? And then, yeah, because MetaZoo Wilderness came out. So I cracked my first spellbook of that. And then there's been delivery and shipment issues and all this nonsense with it. So I'll have a little bit of time until my booster boxes arrive. So I won't be cracking it too soon, I don't think. We'll see. I'll have to check the tracking on them, see if they've shipped. Like
Have
most of the,
you
what?
have you sent any cards for grading, or
No.
do you have any interest in that whatsoever?
Um, I feel like it's different. Like I get so the logic of grading a comic is, well, I mean you can't read it anymore, but now
It
with digital
assigns it.
comics,
Yeah, it assigns a specific value and
right? But
preserves it.
I feel like the value for cards isn't really there. Like I have some cards that I would never play with just because of the value of them.
Yeah.
Um, but
If you had an entire deck of cards made up of graded cards, could you play with it?
so funny you
Because
should ask.
obviously you can't just like have graded cards in your deck because then you would know what they were.
What? Right, right.
But
Um,
yeah, if you had an entire deck, would there be a problem with playing with them other
so
than damage to the slab itself?
No, but so okay, so there is a YouTuber named Rudy on Alpha Investments, and he is a distributor he sells Flesh and Blood, and he's been selling them since since the game started. And in one of his uh, bundles was a Rudy the Gemkeeper, which is a hero that you can play as. It's kind of a joke. It's a joke. He's a merchant class, and the description for his hero is you may only have PSA graded cards in your deck.
Oh wow!
So you have to have a completely full PSA graded deck.
In
And
order to
then
play as that
yeah,
character.
Yeah. And then
Interesting.
once per turn action, pitch 1, reveal the top card of your deck. If the graded gem mint if it's graded gem mint 10, put it into your hand. Otherwise, each opponent may draw a card. Go again.
Oh wow.
So it's completely a joke. Like you cannot play it
Yeah.
at legal things. But I
Yeah,
just
and
thought it was
tournaments
really
and
funny.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea,
But
for a content. Well, I guess it's not a content creator, but
yeah, he is. He has a YouTube channel.
yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah, that's an interesting way to memorialize that person.
I have these what are they called? They're basically they're like top loaders, but they are shoot, I'm blanking on the name. Snap cases that have like magnets at the top,
Mm,
and so it holds the case shut, and it kind of looks like a graded card, but without a grade, and you can open it.
without, yeah.
And so I keep my expensive cards in those, so they don't get jostled or move around. So you can fit a perfect sleeve over them, and then they fit perfectly into the case.
Oh, that's cool.
Because there are some of the cards that have like really gone up, but everything's also crashing at the moment. So we'll see.
Oh, the market.
Like yeah, like the entire card market's crashing, and it's wild to watch. And everyone's freaking out, and everyone's jumping ship, and everyone's selling everything. And then in a couple of months, it'll be back, and they'll be like, "Oh no, why did I sell myself?"
Yeah, you gotta buy it.
Yeah. Oh, well, I have been.
Yeah, fair. Good.
And also, my closet is. Whew, I'm going to send you a picture of my closet when we're done.
Okay.
It's bad.
Yeah, that sounds like mine.
But
It's just long boxes instead.
yeah, when we were trying to figure out when we moved into the house, and we were trying to figure out where to put the comics. We had to figure out where the best load supporting wall was. We were just like, because they're the plastic bins, and I think they're stacked 4 high, and then like 5 or 6 wide, 7.
Wow.
That yeah, it's a yeah.
Yeah,
So
but this house that we just bought, I don't get my comic room yet.
I don't have a comic room. It's the comic and hobby room.
Yeah, no, I don't. I still get one wall.
Yeah.
But then hopefully the next house will have my room.
It's good. It's
All
fun.
right. Well, so we've talked about our plans for the
Yeah.
channel, and I'm definitely, like I said, I'm insanely excited to get into this and start a conversation about comics and see what people have to say.
We're gonna be doing that tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna record it tomorrow, and then viewers, you'll see that Tuesday at some point when I post it and edit it. And yeah, anything else you want to talk about? We're very excited to have Murphy with us, John and I. And
I'm excited to join.
It's going to be a good time. I think it'll diversify the channel, bring new people in, introduce them to cards, introduce card people to comics. If you walk into a store that sells comics, you can probably buy cards. So I'm just saying, there's a crossover.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to join the channel and be a part of all the discussions.
Cool. Well, all right, everybody. That does it for us this week, and we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Take it easy.